Welcome to Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, with your host, Steve Garrett, lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 45 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. And be sure to visit the Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join our Corvette Today Facebook group there as well. Also, make sure you sign up for the Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at CorvetteToday.ck.page. Be sure to subscribe to our Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube as well. And be sure to patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of fellow Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvette. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com. Ciocca Corvettes. If you're a Corvette enthusiast, and I know you are since you're listening and watching Corvette Today, then you need to know about Ciocca Corvette. They're based in Atlantic City, where you can find over 100 new and pre-owned vets on the lot and inbound. Ciocca also ships Corvettes all over the country, custom ordered to your specifications. They're staffed with experienced pros who can answer all your questions. So don't compromise. Visit CioccaCorvette.com. That's CIOCCA Corvette.com and find out more. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. E5 Wheels. E5 Wheels is a passionate and dedicated wheel company that serves only Corvette. They make spun-forged wheels for your C8, C7, and C6 Corvette. With the best fitment in the industry, E5 Wheels ensures your wheels complement the aesthetics and functionality while optimizing the performance of your Corvette. Visit e5wheels.com or call them at 305-964-7429. Let me introduce you to United Restyling, where passion meets precision for your C8 Corvette. They specialize in premium interior and exterior trim products and kits designed to match the color of your Corvette. You'll get perfect fit and effortless installation every time. Check out the full line of Corvette products and kits at UnitedRestyling.com or call 860-718-9955 and use the promo code STEVE10 for a 10% discount on your total purchase. And a shout out to Corvette Forum, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. All right, here we go. It's time to bring you the latest Corvette news and headlines with my pal Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Keith is with me every other week. We keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. Keith, welcome back to the show. It's the week of Halloween, buddy. Where did October go?
I know it went by so fast. We've got so much good news out there, and I just absolutely am loving the change of the weather right now. So, yeah, this is an exciting time for us.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's get into it, buddy. Let's start off like we always do. Let's get a Corvette production update from the Bowling Green Assembly Plant.
Absolutely, Steve. So, we're closing in right now on completing that third month of production for the 2026 models. I think we kicked off sometime around July 30th or so. Everything actually appears to be going very smoothly. We have Stingrays that just surpassed 5,000 units. The Z06 is already at 2,408 have been completed. ZR1 at 380 and the E-Ray at 360. So that's a total of 8,159 Corvettes produced already for this model year. We've been talking about the breakdowns. We're actually getting ready to add our fifth model with the ZR ZR1X whenever that does come back online.
Mm-hmm.
But we spoke to someone recently about the mix of cars. We've actually been told to expect the E-Ray to be kind of limited this year. We've already seen more ZR1s produced. I think that's actually going to continue. And then, of course, we got the all-wheel drive ZR1X coming up as well. So might see the E-Ray limited a little bit more than we did last year, where it seemed like 2025, they kind of blew them out there at the end like they were doing with the Z06s. But now we're actually seeing a much more controlled release with, again, only 360 have been built in the last almost 3 months. Kind of a big change, but maybe that'll do something for values and kind of tighten up the inventories as well. So that might be the saving grace there.
Yeah, I don't understand it, buddy. The E-Ray is such a fantastic car. It's probably the most misunderstood Corvette out there right now.
I believe so. Maybe since the 81 Corvette that was sold in California with the 305. No one understood that car either, you know?
Right.
We're talking two different cars here, but yeah, it definitely misunderstood.
Yeah, I agree totally. Also, Chevrolet released the 2025 Corvette final production stats, and we've got them, don't we?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. So we had actually the total number, which was 25,835. They gave us that number back at the 31st anniversary celebration in August at the Corvette Museum. But now we've got the full spreadsheet where we can really break things down. I'm going to just give you the models and the colors, and then anybody else can go check out the spreadsheets. Really cool stuff that's happening out there with the car. I think it is anyways. I love this data-driven dives that we do anyways. For 2025, Stingray, 13,640, and that made up 52.7%. The year before, the Stingray made up like 72%, so that's actually a big drop.
Yeah.
Last year, 2024, I think it was like 40,000 cars, and now we only have the 25,000 cars, so big difference in quantities. E-Ray, like I said, 3,153, that was 12.2%. The Z06, 8,862 units built, 34%, and then the ZR1, they actually came out with a revised total. That was 180, and we believe that's because they included those CTF, the captured test fleet cars, which are basically saleable units built by General Motors for their people to test, and then when they're done, they're turned in as pre-owned cars, which are then sold off to other Chevy dealerships. So 180 ZR1s for the year. Pretty interesting stuff there. Top colors, the breakout that we get from the museum, you really want to see if you've got a 2025 because you can actually search for your specific model, like mine was the E-Ray convertible, and then you can cross-tab it with the exterior and the interior colors. And as I told you off the air, my car is like one of 51 that matched Sky Cool Gray and Hysteria.
Nice.
So it's really cool if you go through there. But the top colors are black, 4,601, and that was 17%, 17.8% actually, followed by Arctic White and Torch Red and Red Mist. Those are your top four there. The Red Mist still accounts for 11%, so it's still very strong. Seawolf Gray, which is sad because it got replaced now, and they were fifth. Was it fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seawolf Gray, 2,755 units, 10% of production. Great number there. On the downside, we have Riptide Blue at 7%, Hysteria Purple, 1,700 of those cars at 6.6%. Competition Yellow, I thought this would actually be a little bit higher, but 6.5% at 1,675 units. And then the bottom two, Sebring Orange, which got a little bit of a late start, 5% of production, 1,375 units. And then the very last car was the Rapid Blue, 1,050 units at 4.1%. What's interesting, Steve, about these colors is for 2025, we didn't have any of those 1% or 2% colors like we did with when we had Caffeine or we had Cacti or we had Zeus Bronze.
Yeah.
Rapid Blue being 4%, that's still a great number, especially for a color that's been out for 6 years.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the 2025 model year represents that 6 full year production since we started in February 2020. So we have a total now of 194,969 C8 Corvettes have been produced. So we're closing in on that 200,000 number. And I think we're just a couple numbers away from surpassing some of the other generations. So we're going to start keeping our eyes out on that. We got the full spreadsheet available at CorvetteBlogger.com with all the different color combos that you can check out. Hit the website and take a look and see where you did.
Fantastic, buddy. Also, we've got an update on the stop sale for the parts on the Z06 and ZR1, don't we?
Yeah, hopefully our nightmare is coming to an end here shortly. You know, it's been going on for 2 months now. What we heard was the parts are supposed to start shipping to dealers starting late last week. That's when they're shipping out. So by this week, hopefully we're going to start hearing from dealers saying we've got them. Supposedly it's like a 5-minute fix. A guy over on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum was talking to Josh Holder, vehicle chief engineer of Corvette at Petit Le Mans just a couple weeks ago. He told him it's literally a 5-minute fix. Pop the old one out, you pop the new one in, and then you're all set. John over at Mid-Engine Corvette forum talked to one of the GM spokespeople and got them to confirm that, yeah, you don't have to take off that fender or anything like that. There's no having to adjust any of that kind of stuff. Good news there. Hopefully, we're going to hear from a dealer sometime this week saying the fuel diverters are in and they're installed, and then we can get those moving out there.
Yeah.
What's going to happen first is probably they'll get to dealers. The dealers will take care of probably those cars first that are just sitting there because they're ready to go. But then the letters will go out again. So GM will send another round of letters out to owners of 2023, 2024, and 2025 Z06s saying, go to your dealer, you can get your fix now. And even if your warranty's been blocked, you can still get it at no charge because it's a recall. It's not something that's selective. They have to do it.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one for sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, this is a head scratcher. The Z06 has been dropped from the lineup in Australia and New Zealand. What's going on with that?
Well, actually, it wasn't, Steve. And I kind of left it there so you could lead in that way because it was a big head scratcher for us as well.
Okay.
We found out about it from Australian car media site down there saying it had been dropped. We found the official press release that only showed the 2026 E-Ray and Stingray going. There was no mention whatsoever of Z06. Here's the model lineup, and there's no Z06. And so we thought there was no Z06, but turns out it's just not been added yet for 2026 because they're doing some price changes. And speaking of price changes, the Stingray prices are going up by 26,000 Australian dollars. Their cars are already running, 175, almost close to $200,000 anyway. They also have what's called on-road costs, which is kind of like our Texas titles and tags kind of thing, but theirs are really expensive as well. It's not easy owning a Corvette down there. And in fact, I went and looked at the production stats, and they only sold 5 Z06s last year.
Wow.
Not really a huge market. I think there was like 68 cars sold total, and their number one seller was the E-Ray. Pretty interesting there. But yeah, so we're kind of still waiting to see what that price change will be for the Z06s, but it is available for those people that do want it.
That sounds good. Also, GM has made some transmission repairs, and it's with new parts available, isn't it?
Yes, we've had a lot of ups and downs with these Tremec dual clutch transmissions for the C8 Corvette. And I always remember how exciting it was when we knew that we were getting one, but it was before anybody had the car. And then, of course, we had all these issues afterwards, people having transmissions changed out once, twice, sometimes 3 times maybe. They've made some changes over the years. Before you had to add the extra fluid if you wanted to go track, you don't have to do that anymore. So changes have been made, and it feels like things are better with it. However, they were still in a position where it was just easier to replace the whole unit as opposed to fixing what might be a part inside there. And so that's what they've done now. And I think that's really good news because eventually our warranties are going to run out on these cars. No one wants to replace a $20,000 transmission if you can help it. One of the main culprits is called this transmission park lock valve. And now they are making those parts available so that GM technicians can crack open the Tremec transmission and then replace those faulty parts with the new ones. Hopefully any cost will be a fraction of what it would take to replace the whole thing. So good stuff there. If you can make these cars repairable easier, it just makes the longevity of the car much better.
Absolutely. And this is a really cool story because it broke on Corvette Today and CorvetteBlogger.com. The National Corvette Museum is expanding.
Yeah, this is really exciting news, something that we've needed for a long time. They got the ability to put about 60 cars inside the NCM on display, but they've got like 150 cars in their total collection. But now what they're doing is they're going to build a new 66,000 square foot facility right there on the campus. It's going to be down Corvette Drive just a little bit. We're going to store the whole collection. And the best news is that it's going to be open to the public and the members. So members will be able to do tours and stuff in there as well. As they're working on these cars, they got to maintain them. So there's a whole maintenance bay with lifts that they can fix cars. There's a detailing area. I think there's even meeting rooms and such there, but really cool that people will be able to go over there and see these cars. And of course, one of the big news that they have is they just got the Neil Armstrong 1967 Corvette, a showcase car for sure. So they definitely want to be able to show that off. So really great news. They've raised I think $2.1 million already. So if you're a member and you're going to donate to this, you can actually specify donate to the facility for the collections and that your donations will go directly there. They did the groundbreaking, I believe, just last week at that Fall Member Appreciation Day. I think it's slated to open sometime in the fall of 2026.
Yeah, it's going to go up pretty darn fast. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Well, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, it's Corvette Racing and Corvette Rumors on deck next, here on Corvette Today.
Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome is the buzz of the Corvette community. But now, Wheelcraft is proud to announce they can now do custom finishes for your OEM wheels, including the bronze wheel color option. and you still get the Wheelcraft 5-year warranty on all wheels. Wheelcraft offers factory wheel exchanges for C4 through C8 Corvettes, or they can apply the PVD chrome finish to your current wheels. Buying a new Corvette? Wheelcraft will work with your Chevrolet dealership to get your PVD chrome wheels there on time. You can drive away with your new wheels already installed. Doing an R8C delivery at the National Corvette Museum? Wheelcraft has partnered with the NCM Motorsports Park to do wheel exchanges once your R8C delivery is completed. You'll drive home from the NCM with your new Wheelcraft wheels. Plus, you still get free lifetime access to the Wheelcraft pit crew. So visit wheelcraft.com or call them at 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
Hey, Corvette lovers, this is Brian Sarr from IntelliSense Family Office. You've formerly known us as True Wealth and Company. First off, a huge congratulations to Steve Garrett on celebrating 6 amazing years of Corvette Today. We've been proud sponsors every mile of the way. You know the thrill and drive and the pride of ownership, but here's the big question. Do you have the same confidence in managing your wealth? At IntelliSense Family Office, we specialize in helping high net worth individuals like you protect, grow, and enjoy their wealth. Whether you're a successful entrepreneur, a professional athlete, or someone who's worked hard to achieve your financial goals, we've got you covered with personalized expert advice. We understand the unique challenges you face and the dreams you have for the future. From advanced tax planning to succession planning, we provide comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Our goal? To give you peace of mind so you can focus on what you love. Ready to take your financial management to the next level? Visit IntelliSense.com or reach out to us today at 913-653-8783. Let's drive your financial success together. I'm Brian Sarf, and I look forward to helping you live the dream. Save the wave and see you on the road. Investment advisory services offered through IntelliSense Investment Solutions Incorporated, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Rev up your ride with the ultimate upgrade. The Radiator Grill Store is your go-to destination for top-notch C8 Corvette Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray accessories. Elevate your style with custom-painted engine bay covers, sleek front splitters, and side skirts that scream sophistication. Keep your C8 protected with premium Radiator Grill screens. Stand out from the crowd at car shows and beyond. Use code CT10 for an exclusive 10% discount off your total purchase at RadiatorGrillStore.com. Don't miss out on turning heads. Upgrade your Corvette today.
Hi, this is Kirk Benyon, and you're listening and watching Corvette Today with Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Wheelcraft carries all the latest factory wheel designs for the C8 Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray, plus popular wheel designs from previous generations. Now, along with bright chrome and black chrome, Wheelcraft now offers bronze and custom colors at half the cost of OEM. So visit wheelcraft.com or just give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger. Every other week, we keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. In segment 2, we always cover Corvette Racing and Corvette rumors. Keith, let's start with Corvette Racing. Corvette Racing won GTD Pro, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they swept all 3 GT Pro titles at the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship following the conclusion of that 10-hour season ender at Petit Le Mans at Road Atlanta. Chevrolet claimed the Manufacturers Championship. Antonio Garcia and Alexander Sims claimed the Drivers Championship in their number 3 Corvette Z06 GT3R. And then Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports, they had the hat trick with the Team Championship. So it was the 15th Manufacturers title for Chevrolet overall. It was just a great race. In fact, at the race, the number 4 Corvette actually finished second in class, while the championship-winning number 3 Corvette was right behind it in third place. And this, they said, it was the first double podium for Pratt & Miller since 2008, which seems like a long time.
Wow.
In GTD, AWA celebrated winning both the season-long Bob Aiken Award. They took the Aiken Trophy home with the number 13 Corvette Z06, and that means that Ore Fidane and his crew get another trip to Le Mans because of that. Congratulations to them.
That's fantastic. And also TF Sport won the ELMS Championship.
Exactly. It's the first European Le Mans Series championship win for the Corvette Z06. The added bonus is that title also comes with an automatic invitation to the 24 Hours Le Mans, which means that we could actually see a minimum of 4 Corvettes on the grid next year.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And they're winning to get in, which is cool too.
That's awesome. You know, buddy, so many people don't drive their car in the rain because, you know, we always give them a hard time and say, oh, your Corvette's going to melt if it gets wet. Well, hold that thought because we had a Corvette ZR1 actually melt.
It melted. This is my favorite story of the week. So John Anhalt, I believe that's his name. He's the owner of an Arctic White 2019 Corvette ZR1. He participated in the 2025 Big Bend Open Road Race in Texas. So twice a year, they close a 59-mile stretch of US 285 from Fort Stockton to Sanderson, Texas. They go back and forth and they take their average top speed. And then there's different classes. So he was actually running in the unlimited class and he set a new average speed record at 173 miles an hour. So think about that, 118-mile course, and he averaged 173 miles an hour. And he actually managed a top speed. He hit 213 at one point.
Wow.
And there's a chase helicopter that was saying, we're doing 184. We can't keep up with him.
Jeez.
But the crazy part was that sustained heat coming out of that exhaust literally melted his rear fascia. One of the friends of his was calling it the toasted marshmallow now because that's what it looks like. It literally was melting. One of the taillights was all crumpled up and stuff. The consequences that can come from running a ZR1 at wide open throttle for that long.
Yeah.
You got to watch the YouTube version for this one because you got to see that picture. And we haven't actually seen the run yet. We just saw some clips from it from the Facebook page for the group. I believe he will put out a video on that, or at least we'll see some more of it. So pretty exciting there. Again, to hit 213 on a road is just amazing and not get in trouble for it. See?
Yeah, that's everybody's dream come true, isn't it, buddy? in the rumors category, Mark Royce talked about Corvette's all-electric future, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's good for Corvette because it's years away. I think that's where most Corvette buyers are, years away from this thing. We have to really see some technology changes and some mindset changes, I think, for people to really start embracing the idea of an electric Corvette. And they're starting to get it too. You know, he was on Inside EV's podcast. They just released the Chevy Bolt. There's some other stuff that is happening in the EV sphere at GM. But when he was asked about the future of an all-electric Corvette, he says, yeah, you know, it can be done. And he points to the concepts that recently just came out. Here's the money quote here. He says, an all-electric Corvette, to make the Corvette do what a Corvette's supposed to do is not easy right now. What I'm talking about is when you get into mass from a vehicle dynamic standpoint, when you get into thermal performance, you can make advances in those, which we have, but I'm not sure the character of the Corvette and our buyer of the Corvette is ready to be the recipient of that effort quite yet. So again, he's talking about heavy weight of the car. It might be a Corvette. It might take off fast, but it doesn't do everything that the Corvette does currently that we like. And so therefore, we're going to put more money into R&D and continue to work on this stuff in the future. But the good news is it's in the future.
Okay, that's good. It'll probably be after I'm gone.
Yeah, let somebody else hear from customers.
Yeah, that'll be C10 or something like that. And I won't be able to see that. All right, buddy, let's take our final break. When we come back, it's the fun side of Corvette. And that's on deck next, here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
The National Corvette Restorer Society is a proud sponsor of Corvette Today. Are you already an NCRS member? If not, you should consider joining, and here's why. The NCRS means community. We're a community of individuals who love the Corvette hobby and enjoy the fellowship that NCRS provides. We have NCRS chapters throughout the U.S. and Canada where members can meet monthly and share in the enjoyment of the Corvette with like-minded people. NCRS means excellence. NCRS trains some of the best and most educated judges and informed owners in the car collector world. NCRS means inclusion. Owners of both classic and new Corvettes are welcome. We offer flight and concourse judging for 53 through 07 model years and sportsman awards for Corvettes ranging from 53 through 2025. NCRS means leadership. With over 10,000 members, NCRS researches, writes, publishes, and distributes tech manuals and judging guides for the 53 through 07 Corvettes. No other Corvette organization does this, and they're available for purchase. Members also receive the bi-monthly and award-winning Restore magazine and Driveline magazine throughout the year. We also host an extensive technical discussion board at ncrs.org. Finally, NCRS means value. Many of our prestigious awards can and often do increase the value of the cars that achieve our awards. Whether you own a 53 Corvette or the latest 25 model, the NCRS has a place for you. Check us out at ncrs.org.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Hi, I'm Mark Falter, host of the Retirement Income Hour podcast and Corvette enthusiast. I know when I bought my Z06, I was thinking two things. These cars are fantastically fast, and wow, are they expensive. Owning a Corvette isn't just about driving fast. It's about living life in the fast lane. But are your finances keeping up? On my podcast, I'll make wealth management as smooth as your Corvette on the open road. Whether it's planning a retirement, building your investments, or how in the heck do I get my retirement accounts to pay for this Corvette, I have got you covered. Search the Retirement Income Hour podcast wherever you find your podcasts, and let's shift your finances into overdrive. I'll see you on the open road financially and literally.
Investment advisory services offered through Mid-American Wealth Advisory Group, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm.
And now, back to Corvette Today with your host and my husband, Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Wheelcraft carries all the latest factory wheel designs for the C8 Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray, plus popular wheel designs from previous generations. Along with bright chrome and black chrome, Wheelcraft now offers bronze and custom colors at half the cost of OEM. So visit wheelcraft.com today or just give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger. If you want a deeper dive in any of the stories that Keith and I cover, you can always go to CorvetteBlogger.com. In this final segment, we always cover the fun side of Corvette. Keith, we did have a new Chevrolet video. It was on C8 maintenance on the Corvette Academy series. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so you remember the C8 Corvette first arrived in 2020. GM had this special library of YouTube videos called the C8 Corvette Academy series. And they were like tutorials on how to operate and maintain your car. But, you know, it's been out for 6 years now. And so they went back and redid some of these videos to just make sure that they're still relevant. And there might have been some information that has changed. So they wanted to make sure that that was addressed. And of course, there was information that was changed because the one that we focused on was a maintenance video. And of course, they talk about checking fluids and things like that. They had some really key points again about transmission maintenance. What they really want you to do is it's recommended that you change your transmission filter between 7,000 and 8,000 miles. That's the first time. And then the transmission fluid changes should be done every 3 years or at 45,000 miles from your vehicle's build date. Keep that in mind as well. But really good stuff there. And they show you how to check the fluids in both coupes and convertibles. And it's always good to get a refresher on some of these, even though it might be old hat for some owners. You know, there's always new owners coming in and they want to learn how to do stuff. The C8 Corvette Academy at YouTube is a great place to get started.
Definitely. And also, this is a really good topic to talk about, Keith. Is the Corvette market crash done and over with?
One of the YouTubers that we follow, his name is Four Wheel Trader. I think he's a Dutch guy, but he's got a really great presentation. He does these videos on different marketplaces for cars, not just Corvette. He comes up like every quarter or so, and it's very statistically driven. And so if you like stats like we do, I mean, he really goes in and shows you exactly what's been going on. The latest data confirms like the plummeting prices that we saw in 2023 and 2024, they were double digits at some point. They've really started to slow down now. He says that the year-over-year price change ended up at a minus 5.3 for coupes and a 5.1 for convertible. So only a 5% decline as opposed to like an 8 or 12% that we'd seen previously. Everybody kind of had them built up because they were selling for so much money over MSRP because the scarcity was out there. You know, people couldn't get them. If you were building one, it was going to take you 14, 16 months to get. So obviously prices were high because the supply was low. But now it's really changed. Like we said, 196,000 C8s out there now. Prices are going to come down because of that. It's good news. We want to see regular depreciation. We don't want to see crazy depreciation.
Definitely. You know, Keith, we always see some of these rock stars like Bruce Springsteen and Jimi Hendrix with their Corvettes. Last week, we lost Ace Frehley from Kiss, and he was a Corvette owner, too.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. We actually wrote a story with Ace in this car back in 2011. That's when the car was going up for sale on eBay, and he was shown signing the door, and then he signed the glove box as well. And if you see his signature, he's got a really cool signature. He does an ace of hearts, so it's a card. So he's got his ace up there and then a heart, and then he draws like stars and planets because he was the spaceman as a member of Kiss. Speaking of Spaceman, he had a 1978 Indy 500 pace car. He bought it brand new, had it for 2 years, and then he actually gifted it to his brother-in-law in like 1980. And it was his brother-in-law actually held that car for all these years and then actually sold it in 2011 on eBay. He was a Corvette owner, and kind of fun because we all have our memories of KISS, I'm sure, and cool that you saw that connection that he owned a Corvette as well.
Yeah, being on the radio for 48 years here in Kansas City, we played lots of KISS music. I remember taking my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than I am, to his very first KISS concert. We sat on the third row right in front of one of the stacks on the right-hand side of the stage. After the show, couldn't hear for a week.
Those are the memories that really take you back to the days of rock and roll, I guess. Going deaf because of a KISS concert.
Good times for sure, buddy.
That's right.
Our final story, this is really, really cool. The ZR1 wins again with Ward's Auto. What did they win?
Yeah, so they actually were included on the Ward's Auto 10 Best Engines and Propulsion Systems for 2025. It's got to be a new engine, and the crazy thing is that now Corvette has won this 3 times in a row, or I say won. We've been included on this list 3 times in a row, starting with the Z06 in 2023, the E-Ray in 2024, and now the ZR1 in 2025. The crazy thing about this year is that we're the only ICE engine on the list. Everything else is hybrid or electric driven. Pretty cool there. They use judges to come up with these lists, and some of the words were like stupendous, staggering, and phenomenal, just to name a few. We've got another one coming up next year with the ZR1X. Maybe we'll see a 4-time repeat. They say it's very hard to do, and you can imagine because you have to come out with a new engine every year to be considered for it. So at some point, we're going to run out of new engines, but we're rolling right now, Steve, 3 in a row.
That's awesome. Well, buddy, thanks for being back on Corvette Today. Have a great Halloween, and I'll catch up with you again in 2 weeks.
Sounds great, Steve. We see you on the road. Make sure you keep waving.
Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today. And be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today show. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Sioka Corvette at CIOCCA Corvette.com. E5 Wheels at E5Wheels.com. IntelliSense at IntelliSense.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the promo code CT111 at Aerolarri.com. Mark Falter with the Retirement Income Hour podcast. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at ChevyUSA.com.
Thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. If you'd like to contact Steve with ideas for Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Also, sign up for email notifications at corvettetoday.ck.page. Follow Steve and the show on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads at Steve Garrett DJ. Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today.